Hey, kia ora, Helen Brahms here, coming to you live from Sun City in Arizona. Rewind. Kia ora. Welcome to Before the Dirt Nap podcast, coming to you live from Surprise, Arizona. Yeah, you think after, you got to give me a little leeway. It's been 2 years of insane Sun City. Welcome to Before the Dirt Nap podcast number 1414, Thankful Thursday. That's what we're going to be talking about today. It has been a busy day. I am exhausted. One thing I am grateful for today is I finally got to cook my first meal in this house. Remember I talked about going and doing the Costco run. I got that big piece of pork loin. I got some other meat as well. So this morning I was sort of like, okay, I have to do something with this meat today. And I've been putting it off. And so I put out the crock pot, washed it all up and everything else, made sure it was nice and clean. And I got this big, nice cutting board that's got the little drainage moat. It's got the edge around the edge there. So it catches fluids. I can't think of names right now. My brain is so fried. Yes, it's got this drainage piece on it. And so I was sort of like, okay, we have to figure this out. So I had the inside of the crock pot sitting there, and I pick up this pork loin. It was big. And I thought, okay, this doesn't look as big as I thought it did. And my crock pot looks bigger than I thought it did. Zeffie! You have to excuse her. There's pulled pork sitting on the counter. And if I guess right, she'll be standing right in front of the counter where it is, wanting something. Zeffie, come here. Wait, up here. Oh, she actually came from the window direction. People must be walking past the house. But anyway, so I measured it up and I thought, well, I could just do half of this loin and it will go in there. So that's what I did. I ended up cutting it in half and putting it into the crock pot and taking a bottle of barbecue sauce and putting it in there. As I'm pouring the barbecue sauce on there, I'm thinking, this is a lot of sauce. Then I realized that I had the big bottle. Normally we use the one that's like half the size. So, but got it all on and everything else. And then later on I'm out there and going, is this thing on? Like low. And so I put my hand in, yeah, it was on. The outside shell wasn't very warm. So we got that on and I thought, this is great. And so I had Alexa remind me when to take it off out of the heat and everything else. And then we just got into our day. We got, I got the rest of the pork loin. I put into, is there somebody out there, Zeffie? Are you seeing things? Come here. Good girl, my little super spy. Yeah, good girl. Up here. Nope, I'm just going to lay in front of the chair because she knows I'm not on camera. And so I got the other half of the pork loin, put it into a vacuum seal bag, got it all vacuum sealed into the freezer, did the same with the tray of meat that I had as well. So I was like, yes, everything's working. Yay, what a productive morning. Had taken her for a walk. We put all the stuff on when we got back from our walk, so we'd had a pretty resilient. And then I ended up having a busy morning because I was checking everything for Saturday to make sure everything was on. Everything's good for Saturday, setting some stuff up that I just need to push a button and boom, things go live. Getting that done. Putting out notifications about Saturday's event where we're going live with the Before the Dirt Nap adventure. I've had some feedback from some people and it's been good feedback. Someone's like, oh, this isn't really my thing. I said, that's okay. We will be doing stuff that is your thing. And someone's like, this sounds really interesting. Ooh, I'll have to have a look and see. I need to know more information. So we'll be there on Saturday at 6 p.m. And they're like, got it. So had all sorts of good, had some good feedback. I've had good feedback overall from it. And some people just turned around and said, this isn't my thing. And I'm like, that's okay. I totally get it. It is a very unique experience. And I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, and that's fine. So It means that there'll be some more space. There'll be space available on Saturday when we go live. So I'm so like, yes. Because I know it's not going to be everybody's thing. Any adventure that I do, it is not going to be perfect for everyone. There are some that may want to do part of it and not the rest of it and that sort of stuff. And that's just the way it goes. So we did a lot of setting up of events and all of that sort of thing for Saturday night as well. And also setting up my notifications for Networking Riches, which, as you can see, is going across the bottom of the screen right now. It's getting action-packed. It's getting really cool. And we've got a lot of stuff coming up. So I'm like, yes. And then I got into work and working on the chat and stuff. And that was pretty busy. It wasn't busy. It was a steady busy. It was the kind of one where you'd get with one person and you'd be working with them for a bit to resolve their thing. And then you'd get to, then you'd move on to somebody else and things like that. And it was a busy afternoon. And then I finished, and like I'm sitting here and I'm finishing up. And the next thing I hear is Alexa go, it's time to take the pork out of the crock pot. And I'm like, yes. And then as I'm walking into the kitchen, I look at Zephy and I go, I've just had a thought. What the hell are we going to put the pork in? Like, it's in the crock pot right now. What are we going to take it out and put it in or on in order to be able to shred it? And I'm like, what the heck am I going to do? And so I start opening up my cupboards because I know I've put some stuff away. And thankfully, I came across my Temuka. And Temuka is a type of pottery that you get in New Zealand from Temuka in the South Island there. Great pottery. It is awesome stuff for ovenware. Some of it can be microwaved, and I don't microwave the stuff. I always hand wash my Temuka, and but it goes in the oven. I think it also can go in the microwave. I'm not sure about that. I never microwave my Temuka. But they make pots and casserole dishes and quiche dishes and coffee mugs and plates and bowls and all that good stuff. And I just love their stuff, serving dishes. And I found my Temuka quiche dish, and I thought, I wonder if it would fit into that. And so pulled it out. Some of the stuff I've put away, but I haven't cleaned it yet. And so washed it, dried it, and I took the lid off the pork. Oh my gosh. I have to tell you, since like about 2:00 this afternoon, that stuff has filled this house with the most amazing aroma that I haven't had coming from my kitchen for a while. And it was hard to sit here and just inhale the goodness that was slowly cooking in the crock pot. But got it out of there and just fit it across the dish. And I'm like, oh, now I have to like pull it, get the forks out and shred it and all that sort of stuff. Is it going to stay sitting in there and working and everything else? It did. So I was very thankful for that. And then I put some paper towels over it, and I said to Zephy, I said, okay, Mama tired. We're going for a nap. I could barely keep my eyes open, but I got that out of there. I got it shredded. Zephy got to taste some of it, and she's just sort of like, yeah, I'll take some more of that, please. So she might get some more. I don't know. But I haven't put any more sauce on it. I've just taken it out and shredded it. We'll put some more sauce on it before I eat it. And I'm trying to think, oh, how am I going to eat it? Because I got this really cool broccoli salad as well that I love. It's one that comes pre-packaged with everything in it. And I usually get broccoli saw, but they had the broccoli crunch, which comes with real bacon bits, cranberries, sunflower seeds. Did I say cranberries? Yeah, that's in there. And then this whole salad that's made up with broccoli, little tiny bits of broccoli and other bits and pieces. And it's a really cool salad. And they have this really yummy dressing with it too, but I typically don't mix my dressing in with my salad stuff. I have it on the side, dip the fork, dip it in the food, and eat it that way. And it's a really yummy salad dressing too they have with it. So I thought, well, that will do with it. And I'm like, oh, I normally put the stuff on buns. Well, I don't have any buns. Well, I have bread. I have sourdough bread. And maybe we'll try that. And I'm just like, yeah. So it may just end up being served on but I do have some low-carb wraps. So maybe it'll go on those. I don't know. But as I'm going through stuff, I'm like, I really have to get my kitchen sorted out because somebody asked me the other day, oh, have you cooked anything yet? I says, no. They said, but you've got, you've got this, you got da da da. I says, yeah, I went to cook eggs the other morning, but I have nothing to cook the eggs on because they're somewhere in a box. And even if I could find what's in the box, I have no utensils except metal ones to use on my nonstick stuff. And they're like, oh, I went, yeah. They go, where's your, well, what did you use in the RV? I said, it's still in the RV. They're like, oh. So, yes, so I haven't cooked anything on the stovetop yet or in the oven simply because I don't have the implements, the tools, or my pots and pans. I have some stuff that can go in the oven, which is fine. Like I really, 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 really want to make some cookies and stuff that I can put in the snack stuff I can put in the freezer. And then I realized I don't have the what's the name of that flour? Nicole told us about the flour at one point. I want to say cassava, but I don't think that's the right word. But there's a type of flour that's not a nut flour and it's not the regular flour, but it's a good substitute. And I thought, well, I don't have any of that, so I'm making up lists of things I need to find. Pots and pans, ovenware, baking tools like things like spatulas and the flipper thingies, and this is what I do with tools in the garage. Oh yeah, that's a screwdriver. That's a thingamabob. That's a whatchamacallit. And that's one of those things that does this, So I haven't even found my whisks yet either. So there's a lot of implement. But then I was looking at one box today that said it was kitchen. Actually, I found 3 boxes in the kitchen today that I haven't opened yet that say kitchen on them, but I can't see a list of what's in one of them, what's in them. So maybe my stuff is there. Maybe my silverware is there because I don't have my silverware out yet either. I just happen to have a set of 4 with 4 knives, 4 forks, 4 salad forks, 4 dinner forks, 4 dessert spoons, and 4 teaspoons. And then I have another set that has 4 plates, 4 bowls, and 4 small salad plates. So I have those that I'm using right now as I'm unpacking and finding things. But, I'm grateful for the fact that I've been able to cook my first meal in the house. Even if it wasn't a crock pot and I had to put the stuff in a quiche dish to shred. But it tastes really good. It has good flavor to it. And that's just taking it out and not even putting any more sauce on it yet. So, yes, that's us for today. And I got all my links up and everything else today. So I was rocking this morning and I was grateful for the time. In fact, I looked at the clock at one point and it was 11:57 and I thought, I've got 3 minutes to get online for the help chat, but I made it. I got there on time. It was good. But yeah, and then chat was busy today. And what was that series we watched, Zeph? I watched the series that's usually it's an original from some other streaming thing. And they had it, and one of the ones that have the ads in it, and they had it ad-free on Prime. And it was just called Jury Duty. It was the funniest thing. And these cameras were following these jurors around. And at the beginning, they say, we've got this trial going and da-da-da-da-da. And they go, and everybody here is actors because this whole trial is completely fake, except for one person. So one person thought this was a real trial and everybody else was actors. And I'm like, this is a novel concept. And so what we ended up watching, it didn't take long to get through. And it was the funniest thing I'd ever seen. There was one guy there, I was worried about his sanity. But he did have a very good inventive mind. But yeah, that was an interesting series to watch last night. So we're trying to take time in the evening just to kick back and relax. And so after this, we will have some food and then we'll go for a walk and then we're in for the night. So, but and the other thing I'm grateful for today is the guest bathroom toilet finally got fixed. So we had it where it was continually running, but you couldn't see the water running down into the toilet bowl. This is the guest bathroom. And so some guy came out and fixed it, replaced some part. But then after he left, it was like every 10 to 15 minutes, it would start filling up again. I'm like, it sounded like it was filling up. I'm like, well, where's all this water going? And then I got a call, then I got a text message this morning to say they had a workman wanting to come and I go for, they had an outstanding work order. And I go, for what? And they go, your guest bathroom. And I'm sitting there thinking, but they sent a plumber over the other day. And I says, okay. So he showed up. I took him down there, explained what had happened with the plumber and everything else. And he takes and as I'm talking to him, he takes the lid off and goes, well, I see what the problem is. He says, see this here? I went, yeah. He goes, that's too high. And this is too high. So, and he gets his hands in there and pushes some things. They all drop down and everyone goes, fixed, and puts the lid back on. I'm like, oh, that was easy. And then he leaves. And I thought, yay, it's fixed. 10 minutes after he left, or actually as he's taking the lid off, it does the refilling thing on him. So he got to actually see it happening and he could figure out what the problem was. About 30 minutes after he left, it did it again. It did the filling thing again. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. And now it's like once an hour. So I've gone from continually running to 10 to 15 minutes of the system refilling to now it refilling once an hour. We're getting there. So I think I might go watch some YouTube movies to figure out how to put this thing in place because this is ridiculous. I had 2 people in and it's still not fixed. But the water thing is not running continually like it was. Now it's down to once an hour. It does a refill thing. So I know what the part is. It has to be seated. So I'm not sure. Actually, I haven't heard it for a couple of hours. So maybe it is fixing itself. Anyway, I'm out of here. I've got some food to go eat. I'm feeling a little dehydrated right now, even though I've been drinking a lot of water today. And is that the noisy? We've got this noisy neighbor. He has this Mustang. He usually gets home around 11:10, 11:15 p.m. And you hear him come down the street and pull into his garage, which is almost directly across from our garage. And he sits in his car with its music playing loud for about 5 to 10 minutes. And then he gets out of his car and he walks around it to check, I guess, to see if he's packed in the exact right spot and everything else. And then he turns the ignition off and everything goes silent. And that's it. We hear nothing more until 11:10, 11:15 p.m. the following evening. But there's one out there playing them. Oh, it's just turned it off now. So I don't know if it was the same guy or not. Is that what you were watching, Zeffy? Where is she? No, she's over this side. Oh. Yes, Zeffy's been looking out the window a lot this afternoon. My poor girl. But anyway, so it's all good. Everything's going to plan, and I need to find my kitchen stuff so I can really get into my kitchen and start cooking and baking and things like that. And I'm looking forward to the opportunity to be able to do that. Yay! So I am out of here. Go out, have a super fantastic sparkling evening. And we'll be back with you tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. Pacific. And if I remember correctly, Nicole is going to be joining us tomorrow evening since we missed Tuesday because of miscommunications. She will be back tomorrow evening talking about our health. And we're going to be talking about, I think we're talking about how to read labels. And there was this whole TikTok video that I sent to her and go, I think our next topic should be on reading labels. After we watch this TikTok video, it is hilarious. I'm not sure if we're able to play it, but if we can't, we'll tell you what's in it. Yeah. Anyway, but go out and have a super fantastic sparkling evening, and we will catch you guys back here at 6 p.m. Pacific tomorrow night with Nicole. And then mark your calendars for Saturday at 6 p.m. Pacific for the big reveal of what our Before the Dirt Nap adventure is going to be. And it is awesome. It's not, like I said, it is not for everyone. We're only taking 20 people. We've only got 20 slots available. But it is a very unique experience. And it's something that I have kind of done before in my teenage years, but not to the length, not to the extent that this one is going to be. So you'll have to tune in and find out about that one. So anyway, we'll catch you guys tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. Pacific. Hey, konera.